This is your developer download for January 7th, 2022. For you long-term subscribers, this is a new show that I'm going to be putting out. It's called the Developer Download. The goal of this show is, I don't know about you, but I have noticed that as I've gotten busier, it has become harder and harder to remember all of the things that Shopify pushes out on a monthly basis. So the goal of this show is for me to collate all of those changes and put them into a quick 3-minute video so you, as a Shopify expert or someone who's working on the platform, can get a full roundup of all the changes that happened in the last month. This show is planned to come out on the first Friday of the month. All right, so let's jump into the first update. Now, Shopify has made a couple of updates to their store detail page. Let me go and show you. If we are on the store detail page in the admin section, you'll see that the basic information now has an edit button on the right-hand side. The reason for this update was so that they would make sure that there wasn't accidental changes made when you were in this section. I imagine they got some feedback that it was too easy to go and change critical information which could knock out a store. So now they have an edit button before you go in to make those changes. All right, so the second update is around packaging and printing shipping labels. So Shopify has now put in there the ability to add default shipping labels so that when you're going and moving quickly through your orders, you only have to select it once and you can increase the speed of which you go and do that. This is part of their goal to make sure that the user experience inside their dashboard is as great as it possibly can be. Now let me hop over to my screen and show you what I mean. Now, to be honest, this took a little bit of time for me to get this working because I was working in a demo store. And there are two things that I needed to set up before I was able to get this thing to show. So I'm going to show you what happens if you get this error. So if you select an order which doesn't allow you to create a shipping label, you're going to get this non-eligible order pop-up. Now, you may think you have everything configured, but I'm just going to give you a quick 2 items that I found that made this thing easy. It made it available for me to be able to create those shipping labels. The first is you do need a shipping policy set up. So if you go to settings and you go to shipping and delivery, you'll be able to set up a shipping policy. And this shipping policy down here will allow you to put your individual products into that policy. The product needs to be part of a shipping policy in order for it to show up. The second thing that you need to know that need to have done is the order needs to have shipping information. So if you're just testing this out and you just don't add a customer to your order, you're still going to get that same error. Now, once you set both of those things up, you can go to shipping labels, create shipping label, that is, and you can now go down and you can go to packages. And if you hit the drop-down menu, you can go and set default packages. This is the new update that they added, allowing you to set the default packages for the last use package or for a specific package. So if you have a specific package, I only have one set up here, which is my small box. You can set your default packaging for a specific package or the last one that you use. All right, moving on to 3D models. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't had a chance to work with 3D models as much as I would like. I know that it's something that Shopify has been pushing very hard on, but we haven't yet come across the customers that are yet able to actually create the models. Now, one of the ways you can easily create models is with an iPhone or an Android phone, and you can scan the model and it uses photos and it uses AR in order to create the models. Now, one of the things that happens with that is it outputs a new file format. And that file format is called a USDZ file format. With that file format, Shopify now supports it natively, so you can now go and upload it directly to your dashboard. Now, I plan to do a video on how to make 3D models and how to make it easier, and that's going to be coming later on this year. Drop a comment down below if you're interested in seeing that video, because I would like to see how many people who are out there who are using 3D models now and what their experiences are with them. Shopify has added support for accelerated checkout when it comes to subscriptions. So if you remember back in 2020, Shopify Shopify made an adjustment to the way that they handle subscriptions, allowing subscriptions to be native inside the checkout process, not having to hijack the process and go outside to another supplier like Stripe or something like that. Now it can all happen directly inside of Shopify. Now, they have now added the ability for you to use PayPal Express. Now, one of the things that I did notice, and I should point this out, is says it's available for some stores. And this is something that Shopify does often. It contextualizes what its update is. So some stores, we don't know what some stores mean. So if you have a store and you're trying to set up PayPal Express and you're running into errors, also let me know down below and we'll have a look at that. And maybe I can figure out which stores it's available on and which ones aren't. I'll try reaching out to my Shopify rep as well and see if we can get some answers on that one. All right. The last update that was shipped in December is a Shopify Plus update. Now, Shopify Plus obviously is for those bigger enterprise merchants, and they have made an adjustment to Shopify Flow. The if this then that type of setup that allows you to set up triggers based on actions that happen, and they have added in the ability to do and or functions. Now, for those of you who've been working on Shopify for a while, you know that Shopify only ever offers the ability to do and functions. I don't know why it's always been like this. In an effort to be more simple, they removed some of the mathematical operanders like and or else and all that sort of stuff, and you only were given one type of way of doing it. But I feel like that was an oversimplification because you definitely need and or for these things. But now Shopify now supports it in Shopify Plus. It's something that we can look forward to coming down to the Shopify core users. It's not there yet, but with their recent update to meta fields and being able to do better filtering based on your meta field type, I think that they're moving in the right direction. Or are they? Anyways, that's been it for this developer update. Be kind, be helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Welcome to 2021. It's not 2021, it's 2022. No, it's gonna be a cold open, right?